We're live.
Hey, it's us. Hello. Happy Thursday. Welcome to Rainbows and Razor Blades Productions, where chaos reigns in all our content. I am North Shore DM, sometimes known as Chad, sometimes known as Real CMG. This is At the Threshold. I don't know why I'm talking like this. Welcome. Hello. Thank you for joining us. Let's get right to it. It's our players. Yay. Let's start with Allison today because you're my favorite.
Oh
Son of a
gosh,
bitch.
golly gee. My name is Allison. I'm playing Selma, our fairy druid. You can find me all over the internet at It's a Feral. I'm usually I'll be here on, of course, Thursdays, and in the next month-ish Tuesdays for something else. And on Saturdays, once we come back from our season break, I'll be back on Exquisite Corpse Presents as Riot Goodfellow. And that's what I got going on at the moment. Next in line.
Hell yeah. Let's go with Ashley next because she is my favorite.
And she
Wait a
just got
minute.
inspiration from me with channel points because we have channel points now.
Exciting. All right. Hey, everybody. I'm Ashley, Minnesota Muse 99 on Twitter. And I am playing for you tonight Key Day, the Fire Genasi, Paladin level 2. You can also find me on Wednesdays for Beyond Saltmarsh on the Guild Superior channel. So check us out then as well.
Oh no. Cat.
What happened?
Names and vids. Names and
Oh.
vids.
Check gremlins.
She ran downstairs for a minute.
Me and Ashley are each other.
Yes. Let us go to Kristen because you're my favorite.
Hi, I'm Kristen, also known as North Surrealish all over the internet, and I'm playing Astray, and she's kind of undead, just a little though.
Just a little bit. Yeah. Just a light undead. Let us then finish with Michael because you're my favorite.
Hi, my name is Michael, and I want to start with one thing to make it very clear. I do not believe the bullshit that Chad is saying about who's his favorite. I believe we are being lied to, and I believe we must rise up against this tyranny of the Dungeon Master. I will be organizing later, and we will discuss that. In the meantime, I am playing a character named Henri of the Bronze Eye. He is the man of manifold talents, somewhere between playing with sharp objects and also talking to people's minds. It's confusing and confuddling, and we're not sure where it's going to go. Well, actually, rather, I'm reasonably certain where it's going to go, but you don't know, and that is the tension in the story, I believe, according to certain academics and theorists of such things. And with that,
are you talking about Kristen because she did an amazing show yesterday about tension at the table?
I have not particularly perused her credentials, but her presentation did lend itself a
Shame.
certain air of verisimilitude that I'm willing to accept on a, let's say, a cursory basis, at least to begin.
Fair enough. I accept that. And let us say a hearty huzzah for our tech gremlin, our producer Cat, aka Autumn Knox, the puppeteer of the macabre, who is of course my favorite.
And invisible. We love a producer.
You two can look forward to playing games with your favorites when you're running your own show. For now, it's just me and my favorites. I want to also say if you enjoyed the theme music that you were privy to at the beginning of the loading screen, that song is called Chains of the Past. It is by Lost Fellow. You can find out about Lost Fellow at lfosr.com. I think, I don't remember websites. That's what my favorites bar is for. And of course, we're playing Dungeons and Dragons using the City of Arches mini setting, which is, of course, by Sly Flourish, aka Mike Shea, that he has published via his Patreon. Go check it out. It's great. I love it. Cat's going downstairs, so don't fuck with anybody or she'll have to
No
come
one
upstairs.
touch anything.
And nobody likes it. It's
It's
never a
too
good day
late.
if Cat has to come upstairs after she's gone downstairs. I don't know. What
Do you
I'm saying
believe she
anymore.
might
Anyway,
perhaps be, as they used to say, coming out of the bootha?
coming? Oh God.
I just dated myself and Chad. No one else laughed, so they can't tell.
I missed what it was because I forgot to pull out dice.
I'm coming out of the booth.
I recognize it, but I don't remember from what. It's
Adam
Don't.
Sandler's,
It's
I
okay.
think, his first or second comedy
special. Yeah.
tape. I had it on a tape. Oh, it's
Oh.
classic.
Back in the day.
It is not what anyone would consider PC or viable in today's culture. Oh boy, is that crazy?
I
It's
have
what
never,
we would call problematic.
I've
Very
never-
problematic.
I've never been a big Adam Sandler fan. However, I have seen his first movie that he was ever in. I think it's called Shakes the Clown. Bobcat. It's a Bobcat.
Oh my God!
Bobcat Goldthwait movie.
Oh,
He's
oof.
one of Bobcat
Mm.
Goldthwait's little clown buddies. It's him. Tom Kenny plays a cocaine addicted clown. That's and then Robin Williams is a mime.
Right.
Anyway,
I mean,
So
anything
everyone-
having
everyone
Robin
watching-
Williams in it can't be all bad.
Everyone
it's,
watching, you now have homework.
it's pretty.
Go
It's
see that
I'll
movie.
tell you this right now. It's not good. It's not good. It's referred to as the Citizen Kane of alcoholic clown movies.
I didn't know that was a
It's-
genre.
It was in the 80s, I guess.
Wow.
We're learning all sorts of things we never wanted to know.
Holy
I just
We are the
love it.
forbidden knowledge we want to see in the
I
world
just
now.
really loved Bobcat Goldthwait, so I went back real far into his filmography. I was like, I gotta watch everything.
Say, so about D&D.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some D&D.
All right, folks.
All right. So, hello, viewer. Allow me to catch you up while I stare longingly into, I guess, my camera. Hopefully, it's your eyes. Our fantastic party of adventurers, folks who have found themselves in a very not literal way, but like ephemeral way, a spiritual way, birthed into Munahalan, the City of Arches, but wee babs with very few memories about their past, only the skills which they have acquired through a long stretch of government work, where they learned a specific set of skills. Okay, you know what? Ignore that that little part. Having finished their first real quest together, they were and having been paid, they were, of course, relaxing over a nice meal at Savage and Gam's Public House, a veritable Applebee's of the fantasy world. Of course, Savage and Gam being the Eton chef and proprietor of this house, of this very public house where all portions are family portions, because he's a fucking giant, y'all. So in this space, they were eating and drinking and discussing the various states of being that certain members of the party may or may not fall within, aka alive or dead. Said member of the party, it's a stray.
Without judgment, we merely need to
bush.
understand.
That's true. There was no judgment to be had, because obviously she is a valuable and worthwhile member of this team. and has a lot to bring to the table. You know, if I do say so myself. She decided to go clean herself in the public baths, which is a postcard fixture of Munahalan, as they could say, and relaxed within the falls, the glacial, the glacier waterfalls. Sorry, I apologize for that. And it was great. The glacial falls. Yeah, I was just channeling the most ridiculous version of Bear Grylls that I
Oh,
could,
you do
because
you.
he likes to say glacier because he's of course English, and they're weird. That's
Here
right.
on this glacier, I've got across it wearing nothing but my skivvies.
I feel like there needs to be an internet. Sorry, I'm going to segue real quick. I feel like there needs to be an internet mashup of Bear Grylls and Steve Irwin, God's rest his soul. I think that would be a hilarious mashup of things. Anyway, back to the recap. So they were discussing the ins and outs of being alive or dead in the person of Astray. There was some activities that happened, things such as staring at star charts. There's
Looking
probably-
at baby mice in a hammock on the fairy tree.
Yep. There was definitely the discovery of a constellation called the Pearl Tortoise, and the Eastern Eye, which I of course wrote as Earstern for some reason, from two different realms that happen to be the same star constellation. There was some lore from the Star Journal of Galantry about how star children fall to Earth and are embraced, are embraced by Earth and wind and trees until they return to ride the Pearl Tortoise when they pass. Key Day, of course, did some research on this obsidian skull that they had liberated from the cultists that they had slain and captured. Poor Colin. Poor Colin. And found some very fine infernal script, which of course is a language that no one in the party can read, as it is. Right?
None of us is fluent in devil,
okay.
no.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, wait,
Yeah.
wait. In which language? Infernal?
Infernal?
I have Infernal.
Oh, son of a bitch. All right, well, we'll come back to that later in game sometime. Of course,
I think I
Astray.
missed when it was asked about that, so.
That's fair. Astray was doing some training of her perception abilities. She discovered some fey mice living in a tree, and a baby fairy learning to fly. It was so cute. They, I think it was Astray and Key Day realized that they see the same counselor. Was that correct?
I
Somebody's-
see Cherry. I
Yep.
didn't know if anybody else saw Cherry.
Okay. I might
I've
have
been
I
there
might just
so
be-
long, I've probably seen all of them.
Fair enough. And the waitress's name was Thelma at Seven Games. They, of course, Key Day and Astray acquired a space in a nice yurt, rental space in a yurt in the Grove. And then some naps were had. Some drugs were
We are
purchased.
adventurers.
Yep. Naps, some real adult stuff right here. Some drugs were purchased and naps were had. We ate and we drank. It
D&D.
sounds like my life. Although all of my drugs are illegal. technically, Henri's drug is legal because it is. It's called
It's a fantasy
Phantom
land.
Phantom
Phantom
Tears, and it keeps him from dreaming. And then they met in the time of darkness, aka the night, in a place that they have met before. And I have prepared a thing. So you, my friends, of course, are gathered about the base or near the base of the Tower Cartan, the Tower of the Arcane. Night deepens over Muna Halan. The waves of the ethereal sea wash amongst the stars. You four newfound friends, gather beneath the shadow of Cartan, receiving the maiden's blessing, aka the maiden, which is one of the moons, is full. The night air is blessedly cool after the heat of the day, and it helps to cleanse the sleep from your bones. As you study the night and the sky and the surrounding area, you see 3 flashes, as 3 stars burn bright. Once points of light now flare with light and movement as they indeed streak across the sky. They plunge out of the sky, seemingly intent on the city. The first skadoosh strikes a plane. No, hang on. The first Cthulhu, there we go, strikes the plane east of the walls. A flash and loud boom as it impacts. The same with the second star, Cthulhu, as it impacts high in the mountains. The third, however, skadoosh, as it splashes into the baths, sending water high into the night. My friends, what do you do?
Is that normal?
I don't know. I've only been here 3 days.
Oh no, I was asking Chad, the DM. Like,
Oh.
is this a thing that happens regularly, or is this new and exciting?
Yeah, there is some excitement that is happening around you in the city. I would like Selma to make a. Oh, hang on. Before I tell you what to make, if everyone could make a charisma saving throw for me.
Oh,
Well, I don't think I'm gonna make it, Bob.
this specifically does feel like something that Selma may have
Oh no.
some sort of a reaction to.
What? You can't.
I
Really?
rolled a nat 1.
Oh,
Oh,
I rolled a 3.
my 11 keeps seeming better and better all of a sudden.
okay.
Well, it's 7 with the 3. but-
7,
Mine's a total of 2.
2.
Eight.
Okay.
I got the highest at 11.
So
What are you gonna do?
the stray loses the cha save. All right, I'll note that for later. Okay. Selma, if you could let's call it a history roll, or intelligence if you don't have history.
Let's see what I got. Look at my skills and see what I got. That's good. That's good. I think I just have. It's a +1 either way, so dirty 20.
Oh,
I rolled a 19. So
That's
too
not bad.
yeah, that's really
Not
good.
too shabby. Not too shabby.
As you watch these stars kind of flare and fall and crash, you're a little entranced, right? As like you can, I feel like, and I don't want to put too many words in people's places, right? But I feel
Yeah.
like as this is happening, there's kind of a nervous energy probably building from your fellows, and definitely I think within the city. But as you're watching this, you're kind of entranced, like almost like stone still. And the first one hits out in the plains to the whatever side, to the east, I think. I'll be on the walls, and as it's a loud sound, and there's you kind of feel this wind rushing from like the shockwave of this impact. And as that shockwave, which isn't a very big one because ultimately it's not like an actual orbital body, it's a special thing. You'll find out about it later. Yeah.
It's probably,
But it's just
Prize pool for
but there
later.
is a light kind of shockwave, a light shockwave. It's just
it's like when there's construction happening nearby your house and you can hear the big thumps and you're like,
feel
whoa,
it. Yeah,
what is
yeah,
that?
yeah.
Even though you really didn't get affected by it at all.
Yeah. As this happens, you feel like a heat across your across your body, like almost like a searing heat, and your eyes almost your vision kind of like flashes, with you're almost blinded, as kind of you have kind of a, I don't know, like it's your body feels things and real things happen, but it's not necessarily happening.
It's like a maybe
Like
I'll call it maybe a muscle memory.
yeah, like you feel like in response to that first impact, you feel heat. Your vision kind of goes red, orange, yellow, white, with like wavy fire. And this lasts for maybe like 1, 2, maybe 3 heartbeats, and then it's like the wave has passed, and womp womp, right, you're kind of back in the now. By now the second impact has hit, and your friends are feeling whatever they're feeling and showing whatever they're showing. I have to imagine it's alarm. And you can hear things you can hear like stirs in the city. Again, yes, to your question, Michael, this is not a normal thing.
Okay. When you said one of them fell beyond the walls, was it like on the side of the city that we're on, so we're looking over the walls and we see it?
I mean, if you're over the walls,
Yeah.
yes, but if you're on the street, no.
So who wants to go see what just happened out there?
I will remark that one did fall in the city.
I think
Well, someone else is going to get the one in the city, right?
This is my thought as well. Let us go
How
out.
far down is it from where we're standing to the ground?
Are you up?
We're on the I thought we were on the east wall, like up on the actual wall.
Okay.
Yeah, I
You're
thought
on
we
the
were
wall.
in like the 7 or 8 neighborhood. Or am
yeah,
I...
we were in the
Yeah.
shadow of the tower. That was I remember when we were.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so we
I
were
guess
back on the wall over there.
whether or not you were on the wall, aren't on the wall, we'll call it moot. There does happen to be a stairway on the map
Okay.
to the wall right in that area, so you can easily gain access to the top of the wall should you so choose. And
I think
Dash away all.
I think before, honestly, I don't think she says anything. I think she doesn't wait for anybody. Like the minute she realizes that there's one on the other side of the wall, she's gonna start flying and she's going for it, and
Okay.
it's like she's obsessed in a.
Astray will run up the stairs with her rope ready to jump down the other side.
Oh, there they go.
Henri just looks confused and goes, "We can just go through the gate. Come on, let's go through the gate."
Oh, all right.
Oh, I was just gonna fly. I don't know.
Well, no, you guys have gone. I'll,
Yeah,
just,
way.
I'll follow Henri down
Henri
the
just
stairs.
runs over to the gate and goes through the gate.
I will follow him.
All right.
I didn't think we were that close to the gate, so I was like, if there's stairs, I'm just going.
Hey, check it out. That is more. Your way sounds way more cool than going through the gate. Anybody can go through the gate.
Parkour.
I'm looking at two of you, but one of you can parkour, and that's badass. Yeah. So
I was like, babe, I better make sure I actually have rope before I say I do this, but I do.
it's windy. You're being distracting. So let's see. Let's do this.
Charisma saving throw do?
What's that?
What did the charisma saving throw do? Did I miss that?
We'll
Yeah,
see.
so so the charisma saving so every session, I'll explain this.
I think I
yeah,
remember.
at the beginning of every session, I'm gonna have everyone roll a charisma saving throw, and that whoever fails or whoever gets the lowest is the person I pick on.
So me again.
From their mind, from their past that session.
Statistically speaking, it's
This is
gonna
my
be
second
me.
natural one on this specific roll.
Yeah.
So we run out into the desert night.
Yeah. Let's do this. Don't do it in I don't have a yeah, let's just do if you could roll me we'll say an initiative roll just as a way to kind of manage when people are going. You're not in combat. But
27.
okay.
I'm sorry, what?
Rogues, baby.
I thought we were second level. Did I miss a memo?
I have the alert feat, so I have a +9 to my initiative, and I rolled
I
an
stand by
18.
what I said.
I got an 18.
18. Nice.
I rolled 17. I only have a +1. I just rolled really good. Stop giving me that look, damn it.
And here comes Ashley.
I got a natural 20, and it's just natural 20 because I don't
Okay.
get a bonus at all.
So
You know-
I'm smoking in at the back of the pile with a 15, what I thought was a good initiative roll. And apparently I was wrong.
I got these long fire genasi legs.
Selma,
Fire
what was,
Genasi, renowned worldwide for being so swift.
what was yours again?
18.
18. Okay.
I don't
And
have
there's
a lot.
me. I'm just going over the wall. You guys are slow.
I don't have a super high. I think the only stuff I'm really like I have a high stuff in is intelligence and wisdom.
Too late. Your name is Speedy now.
Listen, it's gotta balance out. I have a -2 to strength.
So Selma kind of gets the jump on everybody regardless of the initiative roll. I think it absolutely makes narrative sense that you kind of get that.
I think the
that
minute she
fly away.
snaps out of the little bit of a trance
Yeah.
she's in, she is making 100%.
So yeah, you fly over the wall, almost like were you to be in the same flight path. We would say that Astray was on your heels. You know, she's that quick. As soon as you start to lift off, Astray is moving. And yeah, so what do you do with this rope? Are you gonna like rappel?
Yeah, so she like runs up, and as she's running up the stairs, she ties a quick little knot so there's a loop on the end of it so that she can just get to the top, hoop it around the parapet, and just go down.
That's that's hot.
You want me to roll a dexterity check or anything for that?
I don't care. That's too badass. Yeah, you crest the top of the stairs. There's a couple of guards, a couple of golden knights that are up there, and they're just kind of like dumbfounded, like, what the fuck is this? And you just kind of barrel past them, right? Fucking loop, tight, and leap. This is like it's not that one guy in Black Hawk Down, but it's like everybody else, just fast roping down. Obviously you don't fall to your deaths because that would be unfortunate. And yeah, you're just like whoosh, super fast over the wall. And you, both of you kind of see this as you're moving. It's hard to judge distance because it's night, but some distance out into the kind of the plain beyond the city walls, you can see a not large, but in the darkness maybe it looks large, or a kind of glowing red, excuse me, kind of you can kind of see, because of the light that's coming from this thing, you can kind of see that there's some kind of small crater, and a kind of glowing red, like almost like orb ish thing at the center. You can kind of just see like the top of a dome, or of this, of like an orb or of a object of some kind that may or may not be roundish. And then Key Day, you're kind of, Henri says, let's just go to the gate, and you're like, are you going for the gate? Yeah, there's a couple of guards, golden knights, who are like, they were maybe like closing the gate because it's that time of night, and you're like, just run right past them.
I'll be right back.
Who in the
Well, they probably recognize me.
adventurers? You can hear as you run past, and Henri as well. If you follow suit, and you kind of hear as you run past, a few commands being given, as like whatever sergeant or whatever is on watch in this area is like organizing his troops, and you can hear like alarm bells kind of going off in and around the city. There's kind of watchfires being lit kind of behind you as you tear off, and the two of you don't, because of your elevation, you don't really see this dome, and even Astray, as you kind of reach the ground in a run, you can't see the top of this thing anymore, but you can see this red light. You can see that it's some kind of crater. And Selma, actually, so I guess, okay, the initiative thing didn't mean anything. It doesn't matter, because you're all moving as fast as you can, I have to imagine.
Well, then
towards
that's
this
90
thing.
feet around for me, since I have
Yeah,
the
'cause you're
ability to
so
double dash.
fast. Jeez, yeah.
Rogues, man.
Are any of you, as kind of you cross this distance, and we'll say it's maybe like, it's probably like a half mile, it's a decent distance. It's not like a huge distance, but it's a decent distance away. Is there anything specific that you want to do as you're kind of covering this distance? Anybody?
Henri's just running at this point.
Was at some point she might even just hit the ground running, like drop the flying at some point, and it's just booking it.
Okay. Are you the same speed running and flying?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, 30-foot walking, and then I think I have a 30-foot flying speed. I just am able to maybe take slightly less. Like, I don't have to go around corners. I can just. I didn't have to go up the stairs. I can just fly over the wall.
Okay. So I think as you, maybe like just before you're about to kind of land, as you know, you and Astray's even a little bit in front of you, because she's super fast. You're impressed, I think. I feel like I would be impressed, right?
Just one of those fast moving zombies.
Right?
Oh shit, she's a runner.
It's the 28 days later kind.
Oh, good.
Right,
Well,
right.
I mean, I'd rather have the
World War
rage
Z.
zombie if it's on our side. Let's be real.
That's unfortunate. And you, as you're about to touch down, you see you can kind of see part of this object, and it cracks open, as if it were an egg, and you can see, you're almost, I think as you see this, you're give me a dexterity saving throw.
The dots on the bottom, right?
Yes.
Every time I'm always like, it's either a 6 or a 9. I can't remember. You said dexterity?
Yes, ma'am.
Saving throw? A total of 10.
10. This object cracks open like an egg. The sides fall away, and there is a much more bright radiance of light. The other three of you see this kind of flare of this red light, and you, Selma, you see a figure. For some reason, I didn't actually think that that you would go out into the plains, so I don't have a battle map, but that's okay. It doesn't matter.
Well, then we don't fight it. It's okay. We'll work it out with words.
Well, I mean, that's
Who wants to hug it out?
That's
I mean, I feel
So
like
you-
Tide might win that by just heating herself up.
I mean, I've got some heat spells, and I'm heat resistant too.
You see a figure in kind of bathed in this red light, like quasi glowing armor, like, and the armor is like, it's almost like beetle like, in form, like a cool like stag beetle helmet, right? It's got the fucking pincers and shit up on the top of its head. And as you see this figure, you don't recognize it, but you now realize that this crater is much smaller than you had expected it to be. Perhaps a size not dissimilar to yourself. You're kind of in this revelation, you're almost like knocked out of the air, the dexterity saving throw. But you're not all that far off the ground. But you kind of stumble out of the air as you kind of see this thing emerge. And it you can see it kind of looks around almost bewildered, and then kind of steps up to the rise. And the three of you as well now see this figure kind of step up out of this depression, this crater. And it is a short, it's but evil looking, glowing red, like
all short people. It's okay.
Right, exactly. Yep. It's glowing red, like fully armored, like knight looking figure, like full plate, you know, a kind of like scarab shaped shield.
Interesting fact. My dark vision is in shades of red, so none of this like I don't know.
It's colorblind, but in the weirdest way possible.
Got those rose tinted glasses.
That's
Right?
Oh
I mean,
boy.
I can see that it's glowing, maybe, because I don't have dark vision.
I have 0 dark vision, but I've got a lantern on a stick.
I
Yeah,
have a lan-
you
I have a
there
lantern
is
as
light.
well.
There is light coming from the crater and from this thing.
Oh, that is red.
Oh no,
Yeah,
I
Key
don't
Day,
have
it's a
the-
little. You see this shape. There's like a redder shape. That's awkward. You can that's narratively weird. Like,
It's
in this instance,
infrared.
you
It's
can,
just a darker red
the
than
darker red, yeah.
Everything's
Like a
so red.
It's like a red shadow.
This is like also weird because like I feel like there's a little bit of purple light happening too because my lantern lets off that bluish kind of white light. So it's like
The
it's very,
the lighting here is just very dramatic.
very ambient.
Henri's response to all of this is to just kind of slow down, you know, kind of stick his staff, you know, in the ground and plant it there for a second and go, hello, hail and well met.
Stray is gonna try and use the darkness to hide.
Okay.
I'll roll stealth for that.
Does anybody else want to do anything? Well, I'll give you all a moment to do something, and then we'll adjudicate them.
Selma's just she's kind of like hello.
I got a 27 for my stealth.
God damn.
Level 2.
If I thought I was going to be playing with Liam O'Brien, this would have been a whole different game.
How did you get a 27 on?
I rolled a
first?
19 and I have a +8 to my stealth because I have expertise in it.
Jesus.
Fucking rogues.
Fucking rogues. Key Day,
Yes.
what are you doing? We have two people calling out, and we have one person
It disappeared.
just fucking straight up disappearing.
I will just slow down a little bit to match Henri. But I'm not. I mean, I can't hide. You see me, like my eyes are glowing in the dark. I've got like these lit up like decals all over my body, with the runes that are glowing.
You're like a fucking Dayglow NASCAR person.
Like my own party right here. You know what? I'm not going to do anything that could be considered hostile yet.
Okay.
I'll take the dodge action.
Okay.
In case
Yep.
That is the smart thing to do.
Absolutely fair.
this random red knight wants to murder us for saying hello.
When would that ever happen?
People here are so friendly.
So yes, that's fair. So Selma, you do who and the what now?
I'm saying hello.
Just hello.
I do think she's a little fogged out, I think.
Okay.
You know, there's something that is striking her very profoundly about this.
Okay.
And so she's just hello.
First question, what language are you using?
Oh goodness. Actually, I have a question about that.
Okay.
When I was picking my languages, I tend to mix up the languages a lot. So I picked Common, Druidic, Primordial, and then Sylvan.
Mhm.
Which would that be for like fairy fae creatures?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. So I think she might do it at Sylvan.
Okay. Sounds good. Let me hang on.
There's
Let
like
me,
8 different languages for just like I feel like elves get like 6 different words. for
Right.
it. Like that's like Elvish, Sylvan kind of.
yeah.
Right.
So you call out hello in your most likely your native tongue, right? Sylvan.
Yeah.
And this red knight, like you see, he's or it is kind of looking about, like a little dazed maybe from what this ordeal, right? And he hears that, and you feel like an intense, like, narrative heat as he it's like a John Woo heat, right? As he kind of looks, as he makes like eye contact with you, right? And you see like his eyes like blaze, like not to the same extent, or at least the same like quality that Kide's eyes can blaze as a fire genasi. This is not a fire genasi, but there is a red kind of, we could say, solar light that
there's
blazes from
some-
from his eyes. And you see him, and all of you see this. You see him, he kind of sticks his shield in the ground, and he pulls out, like, you can see that he kind of grabs an amulet or something that was dangling around his neck, and he blows, and he puts it to his lips, and he blows, and there is like a, not deafening, but a loud horn blast, like a but more cool than that. And he puts it back, and grabs his shield up, and he looks back at you now, and he says, across the space in Sylvan, he says, "Welcome to your end, errant star. It's time to face the Red Pole Queen's wrath." And he draws a sword.
So was that a no? Because Henri said hey too, and it's just like,
He doesn't even pay attention to you. He's obviously, very obviously, only got eyes for Selma. My friends, roll initiative. Hang on, let me hold on. Don't
Right,
do
right.
it. Let me.
no,
let
I'm
me
rolling
start
initiative now. You can't
this.
stop
Okay,
me.
now
Screw you.
I've started the encounter. You can roll initiative in D&D Beyond. Theoretically.
Oh,
There we
I
go.
rolled a 1.
I rolled
Selma.
a 3. It's
Oh,
okay.
no. Oh my God.
Yeah, but that
Wow.
that
I
makes
at least
it-
got a 15.
We're so good at getting to that thing, and then we just blew it.
Oh no.
If only we
I'm-
kept the original initiatives.
Hang on a second. I have to
Ladies.
take a picture
Battle.
of what
Ugh.
Ladies
Oh
and
shit, it's a
gentlemen.
fight.
Ladies and gentlemen of the audience, hello. I know, I can see that there, right now, live in chat, there aren't very many of you, but like, that's okay. That's not a problem. But those of you who are here can very much assist our players in the beatdown they are about to receive. By going to this link that did not work. There it is. There it is. By going,
Technology.
you can
Go to the one
you
that
can,
works.
You can go to this, follow this link to
Where's the
Ko-Fi.
link?
You
Oh,
can
Ko-Fi.
then
Also use channel points like I did to give Ashley inspiration.
yes. In Ko-Fi, you can grant things like advantage, maker's coins, which is like an all or nothing coin that they can flip instead of a D20 roll, which is cool. And everyone has one. Well, maybe they'll use it someday. It's a kind of a roll of the dice or a flip of the coin. It's very really could be real bad. Or channel points. There's channel points. You could very much swing this in their favor. Or if you are the sort of person who is so inclined, you could swing it in my favor. My favor. Yes. Okay. Let me go back. Let me go back here to, okay, boop, boop. I hit start. Okay. Astray. Let us say that you are not you specifically, Astray, because I know you have super duper fast movement, but as a whole, the lot of you are like 2 rounds of movement, so like 60 feet or so away from this feller.
Well, I can throw a dagger 60 feet.
Yes.
So since I went ahead and took my hide action before, I am going to attempt to hit him with a dagger while hidden.
Okay.
Almost as if it might give you advantage.
Right?
More importantly, snack attack.
So that's a total of 11 because I rolled 2 5s.
Ouch.
Most impressive.
You toss that dagger, and even though you are nobody knows where you are, you can see like almost as soon as it leaves your hand, he is tracking that movement. The whatever this guy is, his warrior senses are high. They're very good. And he raises his shield, and it impacts with the shield and just kind of like falls into the dust. It is now that you notice he has a really big mustache. And with the hand that has a sword, he like flicks his mustache. It's a red cap. I'm using a red cap as the monster base.
I
Yeah, they
thought
have big mustaches.
red cap as you were like beginning to describe it, and
Yeah.
so there we go.
The only thing more terrifying than a red cap is one in armor. So that didn't make me any more comfortable.
I know.
The amount of blood it has to get daily to keep that armor tight is probably not small.
It's a lot. Of course, he's gonna go now. Oh wait, hang on. I apologize. Astray, do you have anything else? You have thrown the dagger.
Bonus action, she is going to dash to get into better range.
Okay. Now I know that we let's do this. In the VTT, I am going to put the red cap. I'm sorry. He's not really a red cap. I'm just
a
using
red
that
knight.
I'm just using that stat block. The red knight of the Red Polestar Queen, as he has identified himself as.
No idea who that lady is.
You don't.
But she's probably going to want us to pay taxes.
She sounds cranky.
I will place him on the government building. The government building is the crater.
Assuming I'm right fucking here.
How close did you get?
I literally probably went right up to the crater. She was.
I feel like you were ahead. You're probably still like a like 30 feet away. Because I feel like there's probably a little bit of distance between. Yeah.
That looks roughly halfway from it.
Yeah. Yep. That works. So Astray, feel free to give yourself a relative position. We'll be loosey goosey with the actual distances. But
Yeah, I feel like I ran forward and didn't run straight toward him, but kind of
Okay.
at an angle. So
Okay.
I'm kind of probably about 15 feet from him.
okay, let's and you want to be on this side or this side?
It would be probably to the left.
Wait, his left or your left?
Here, let me place.
Yes, you
Stage
do
left.
it.
Stage left.
You do it. There we go.
About there at 15.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, with your movement abilities, that seems absolutely plausible. Okay, where am I? Yes, it is now the Red Knight's turn. Oh no, where am I? He is going to beetle-like wings. Oh, like he's fucking Gundam Wing Zero, right? Come out of his back, but right there's a blaze of light and 16 the speed frames as he transforms right now. But wings come out of his back and he kind of lifts off and kind of rushes towards Selma 100%. He only has eyes for you. I've only
It's
Not the type of friend you wanted to make tonight.
On the romantic. Every time you were his eyes are burning. It's not the romance.
That's true. This I apologize if I led with that. This is not a romance.
I'm kidding.
Well, given it may be romantic where he comes from, we don't know.
See where things go.
That's
It's a
true,
strange
that's true.
tango.
I'm not recounting anything out yet.
Okay, so I'm guessing that an 11 will miss you because your armor class
barely,
is 12.
Yeah, 12.
Yeah.
Maybe among his people, this is a mating dance.
Beetles do unusual things. All I'm saying.
Right? There's
Fire
a lot of
beetles
wings.
have to. Yeah.
He slashes with this sword. Hiya! He misses.
I just kind of swerved to the side. What?
However, a 24
Yeah.
will most assuredly
It
connect
sure does.
with your body.
Yup. That'll do it. That'll do it.
You will receive unto yourself 8 points of slashing damage.
Woo!
That's very funny.
Somebody's spicy.
Yeah,
It's him. He's spicy.
he's very spicy.
I'm sorry, you said 8 points of damage?
Yes, 8
Okay,
points of damage.
Let me redo how I don't know why when I put the damage in, for some reason I just went down to 8, which is not
That's awkward.
that's not how math works.
That's not. Yes, you do not need to make an intelligence roll to. Yes.
There we go.
And he holds out his shield towards you, and a light blazes from it. Please make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, might die, y'all.
We'll bury you in the most tasteful tiny coffin we can find.
That's a 10.
10.
Or can
Okay.
afford.
Okay.
We're
Where's
broke, yo.
Where's some dice?
I still got a little bit of money.
Boop, boop.
Got cash? You could use my money.
Roll.
It's a
That'll
berry.
probably survive the fire.
You will take 2 points of fire damage as a ray of red light bursts forth from the shield and sears your body.
Oh gosh, is it like a scorching ray?
It's not unlike a scorching ray. Yeah.
Guys,
Yeah.
this isn't good.
Very
Also
similar.
remember, we all have a maker's coin.
You do have maker's coins, and Key Day has an
Inspiration.
an inspiration. Yes, an inspiration. Henri, you go next as the faster of the two people who rolled at 4.
So a flurry of things happen. There's
Yes.
just a beat as he like releases his staff with that and the lantern to fall to the ground. As that's happening, he kind of asks sideways to Kide, so I apologize if we find out after the fact that you are somehow related to this also fiery man.
Do you think we look alike?
I haven't
like
looked under his
brothers-
armor.
like
At which point he
brothers and
takes off
sister here.
dashing straight forward. As he runs, a bonus action, he will throw his hand out towards this asshole, and I would love for him to make a strength saving throw DC 14.
I can do that. Boop, boop. I don't have a strength saving throw, so it's just a strength check.
Very often.
He will roll a 14.
But don't worry about it. Nothing
Okay.
happens.
Okay.
And as Henri kind of comes up at the end of his movement next to Selma, his shield is unslung. And he just kind of looks at this thing, has nothing witty to say as he just draws the sword and definitely strikes in, an almost EI-like movement just straight out the scabbard at him.
Okay.
Let's see how that goes. Well, that's a 7 on the die. The number
Mhm.
I add is
Mhm.
probably not enough, but let's find out. It is a 14 total.
Beats it beats, baby.
Oh shit. I thought
think-
he was.
We do have to remember that we are level 2. So he can't be that powerful.
Yeah.
Hey, I see plate. I make assumptions, and that was a fault on my part.
I mean, the point of this encounter could be that we need to know when to run away.
I have made some changes. Obviously, as I've said, this is not technically a red cap. I am using the red cap stat block. I
Nice.
have made some changes.
The
Armor class
important
was
part-
not one of them.
The important part is that is 6 points of slashing damage.
All right.
As his blades split wings free, and perhaps sings for just a heartbeat in the night air, and
What does that
apparently
sound-
strikes home.
What does that sound like?
Just almost kind of like that that sound effect you occasionally get in fine films of, as as a sword being removed from its scabbard.
So it's
Shling.
so just let me I just want to make sure that this is not the case. So what we don't hear when you draw your blade is you draw the blade and then the blade is just like, all the mages in the house tonight casting spells, gonna have a good time. That's not what we
Good night,
hear.
folks.
I just
Great to
wanted
be
to-
here.
Do you hear that in your head? Like as you realize you have another magical blade?
Oh God! Don't give anyone any ideas for any other games I'm in.
We do have
Whew, and that's all I got, which felt like it was a lot. So I'm done.
It was a good amount. It's a good amount. Key Day.
Okay, I'm gonna
you are
book
up.
it over there.
Yeah.
How far can I get in 30 feet? Because that is my movement.
Shit, I forgot what I said. Was it
we were 60
60
feet away
feet?
from him.
yeah, so
Okay.
you would be able to like cover half that distance.
Okay, then I
Right.
will double dash.
Okay.
So bonus action, I will also run.
The way I
Uh,
was doing
and-
it was, you said we were 60 feet away and he moved 30 feet to Selma, so I assumed with my one movement of 30 feet, I closed that remaining distance.
Oh, didn't
Oh.
he close distance to
yeah,
Selma
because he
too, though?
closed.
Yeah.
Oh, well then
Ah,
yes.
good call.
math.
Good call. Good call.
Get
Yeah,
in
yeah,
there.
yeah. Yep.
As I'm running up on him with my regular movement of 30 feet, then I will pull forth my 2 scimitars
Mm.
and I will bonus action cast Hunter's Mark on that guy. I just level my blade at him and say, "Let's tango," and I will whack him one.
Oh yeah.
So where do I go to? Oh, okay, actions and scimitar.
I loved that Hunter's Mark. It made me happy.
Well, it's only 10, so it's a swing and a miss. These dice are not as good.
Did it? Where did you roll?
In D&D Beyond. So
Weird.
scimitar, 2 hit,
Okay.
10.
Aha. Okay. Yes. He like kind of ducks out of the way. What does your hunter's mark look like? What do you see? I feel like other people probably don't see it, but what do you see?
Well, what I see is that there is a faint, since I'm seeing in red around him, it actually looks like a little bit of like a yellow glow around his outline.
Form. Okay. Awesome. That's it for you?
That's all I can do.
Salma.
Oh, really? My turn?
Finally. It's your
Kill
turn.
thyself.
What about Astray? Did she?
Yeah,
She
I
went
was first.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. I was like,
She opened us.
we
Running.
all
So
did,
long-
and
so
it felt
long.
it's so long.
So long ago.
I'm sorry. God, I think she's a little stunned at the moment. But
Yeah, this is
it-
new.
right?
Like this, like you like being up close to this guy. You know, he's got like a visor on, you know, a full helm visor. It's kind of like I said, that kind of stag beetle, like kind of horns almost out of the top of his head. It's the pincers of a stag beetle's mouth, but
I think
and you can see this big white mustache kind of beneath his helm. And you know, there's something about his form that feels familiar, like just the physicality, right? But like the whole, like all of this red business, like, and
I think when she was running to see what had fallen, I think there was this very strong sense of hope and sort of like elation. And she was just running towards it because it felt like, oh, this is it. Whatever it is, this is it. And now to be slashed in the chest and burned down to 3 hit points, I think she's a little. She's just reeling for a moment. But I think largely because he does seem to have it out for me. I am going to cure wounds myself.
okay.
Out of fear.
It's a fully justified fear, I believe.
Absolutely.
Rolled really well too. I get 9 back. That's nice. Very nice. And if I wanted to use my bonus action cantrip, can I do that? Since I just cast a spell, or no?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I was just gonna do Shillelagh.
Yes.
Shillelagh.
Shillelagh. So I have Shillelagh now, and I think she's gonna maybe just sort of speak out in Sylvan. Wait, I don't know what that means. What does that mean? Please tell me what that means.
First, just to get the visuals out of the way, what does your shillelagh look like?
I think I have. Where did it go? It's quarters. No, what's the thingy? Yeah, it's a quarterstaff. So she kind of it's the quarterstaff. It's tiny as hell though.
It's wee.
It's like a stick. But she pulls it out and it's just this sort of like glimmer. It literally starts to sparkle, I think.
Okay.
I think it fully starts to sparkle. Little particles of light sort of drift around it as this sort of like, well, it's almost got its own little gravitationals. It almost looks like a moon circling
Oh,
the it's got its own little it's a little spark of light that's just rotating around the staff.
oh,
I
that's
think
fucking cool.
I think that's what
Oh shit! It's got an Iowan stone of whoop ass.
Yeah.
And then you say that again, please.
She's just, I don't know what that means. What does that mean?
And he looks to you and he says something cool. Hey, give me a second.
You get.
He says there has he kind of says it almost like a growl. He says there has been a change in court. The Red Queen's rise sees oh no, my notes. Oh no. I have a name for something here that I should probably fucking use.
I gotta start writing stuff down too.
He says, the Red Queen's rise has seen the fallen queen fall, and you are an outlaw and will be taken.
Selma, what is he saying?
He says I'm an outlaw and he's gonna take me somewhere.
Nope. That is not. That is.
You
You are
know-
out of your jurisdiction, sir.
For all of us that I thought was going to be a criminal, I didn't think it was a little fairy.
That. And there's definitely a pause and like the comment as he just stops, looks at Kita and goes, and then back to like combat readiness.
I don't think I'm a criminal. What if I'm a bad guy? What if I'm a criminal? Gosh, yeah, that's my turn. I don't know.
Okay.
I guess I use my bonus action. I don't think I'm gonna move anywhere. I think I'm good. All right.
Sure.
You know what I might do? I might just kind of. No, that's fine. I'll stay where I am.
Okay, top of the round. Let's do this. Let's have everybody give me a wisdom saving throw.
No, thank you. I will roll with my advantage because I got that benefit, and it's a good thing I did.
Roll
Ooh.
a decent. That's nice.
I got a 12.
For a 20.
I rolled a 12 for a 12 right there with you.
I rolled a 14. You said?
Yeah.
I rolled a 23.
Okay, so
Well.
a 23, a 12, a 14, and whatever a stray rolled, a 20. There is a flash of light at the top of the round from the crater, but all of you shield your eyes and are not blinded by such an occurrence. Astray, you have the initiative. This Red Knight is next. Henri is after that.
So you would say would you say that I'm still like only 30 feet away from him now too? Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to move up behind him to kind of flank with Henri.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give him a 1-2 slash.
Nice.
Another 11. God damn. You're going in the jail too.
11 on the die or 11 total?
11 total.
Okay.
Dice jail.
23.
23. Yeah, that'll absolutely hit.
I'm using my sparkly, like, sort of I have dice for every character out of my horde. I pick out whatever, like, this is for her. But
7
like,
points of damage.
like Pretty Blue,
Nice.
she's rolling so nicely tonight for me.
Would I have had advantage on the first roll though?
You would have advantage on each of the rolls. You are flanking.
Okay, so that becomes a 13.
That's a miss.
Okay, so the first one still misses.
Okay.
And just in case I roll a nat 20 on the second.
Absolutely.
Nope.
100%. So how much damage?
7 total.
And that's with sneak attack?
Oh. Another
Get that
6.
sneak attack. Woo!
So 13 damage,
Yes.
right? Okay. Boom. Yeah, you run up behind him and find of course, as always, an unfortunate chink in his armor, a joint, perhaps between the in the armpit area, as there are always armpit area joints, and slash deep with your daggers. Anything else?
Nope, that was my action bonus action move. So I'm
Okay.
good.
He cries out in pain. He doesn't like that. And
No one does.
Yeah. And does a sweeping kind of strike kind of back at you with his sword for a total of 19 to hit.
Yep, my armor class is only 16.
And he will deal unto you 10 points of slashing damage.
What a
Bring
meanie.
myself over
Yeah,
here.
he's a real jerk. He will kind of continue that arc and make an attack against Henri as he does the spin. He's doing the spin move. And Henri, he will give unto you an 18 to hit.
Just hits my AC.
Just hits the AC. All right. For 10 points of slashing damage.
That is not pleasant. I don't appreciate that.
Am I 5 feet away from Henri or 10 feet away from Henri?
I would say 5 feet.
Okay. Then as that happens, I use my reaction to intercept.
Ooh.
And I just bump his arm, I guess, and take some of the weight out of the hit.
Okay.
So I could reduce the damage by D10 plus 2.
Wow.
It's fun.
It's a fighting style,
Ah.
ladies and germs. It's great.
Okay, so 6.
Nice.
I
Yeah,
pulled
you
a
turn
punch
you,
for
you
him.
turn a fairly solid hit into a glancing blow, and it rings off of part of your armor, Henri. He then kind of completes his move, and Key Day, I would like you to make a dexterity saving throw, please, as his shield flares.
He made a poor choice. I appreciate that.
I will use my advantage to take that.
Okay.
Dexterity save, you said?
Yes, ma'am.
Or inspiration, just what you have.
Good, because there's one with a natural 1, and the other one is 16.
Okay.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, he kind of completes this swinging arc, and the blade passes over you, and his shield kind of erupts in this searing light as it had before. But you yeah, I guess you step out of the way or dodge. You have 2 swords, so you can't take it on a shield, but you get out of the way and don't take said damage. And he kind of, you can see as you're the last person who now has a kind of eye contact with him. You see his teeth gritted, and his eyes blazing. Henri.
Just again, just a breath of pause. He looks at Akita and goes, "Thank you," and he just kind of shoves his shield out at the stag knight, the fire beetle stag knight, if you will, fire stag beetle knight.
Stag Knight
This
sounds like a
asshole.
Pokemon.
It's
Yep.
Stag Night.
But the shield doesn't connect, but it does seem to transmit some force across space, and I would love for him to make another strength saving throw, DC 14.
All right.
Get it.
He will make it again.
Well, shame. And then in comes the long sword going snickery snack towards his, we're kind of aiming for this region because it's where the armor is weaker. And that is a 17 to hit
Yes, sir.
for another 6 points of damage. And because I can, as the strike kind of comes through, he looses the shield to take the sword in both hands. The blade pivots around quickly. I will take my action surge at this point and take another attack action,
Ooh.
and another slice comes up kind of towards the underside here,
Mhm,
just
mhm.
to just take a shot.
As you do.
Well, I rolled a 17 on the die for a total of 24, and get to roll a d10 for damage, which gets me up to 10 points of slashing damage.
Oh, nice. There is a gout of blood, which of course, Kide can't see because it's red on red on red.
Everything's so red.
Yeah, right. There is a gout of blood as your sword finds a chink in his armor, and he's kind of staggers back, not enough obviously to actually move in in the mechanics of the system, but he kind of staggers back, and I feel like he drops his shield too with this blow, a very powerful blow, and you hear him under his breath call out to the red pole queen, Kide, you're up.
Oh, all
Summer,
right.
you're next.
Then I will take a swing at him with scimitar number 1. Okay, that's 14. Does 14 hit?
It will. Meets it beats.
Okay. And then I will say, as I hit, then I get my hunter's mark, which is so hold on a second. Let me roll damage first. So that's 5 damage plus an extra 3.
From the hunter's mark.
8 for
Okay.
yeah, with hunter's mark, and then you see just this surge of like white yellow energy as it goes down and hits him as I divine smite him.
Oh
yes.
no! Oh no!
With an extra 2d8 radiant damage. So let's do that.
No! Oh no!
Oh yeah, this is where you're like, oh, we brought a paladin. Why? Smite.
Okay, extra 6 damage.
Okay.
Just an explosion of
Fun times.
So Ashley, as the person behind the mask of Kide, please paint us a picture with your words of the death of this red knight.
Hey.
you see Kide wheel back with her sword and slam it down, and like you think she's gonna miss, but she just barely like hits him, and then it's just an explosion of light that you were not expecting, and the cut is larger and deeper than it should be with a scimitar. And take it away, TM.
All right. And there is a gout of blood. Where do you strike?
I think I hit him.
And he
Like,
is a
just
little
the-
he is shorter. Like he's like
He's
like
size.
he's like Selma's size.
Sure. I think I hit him like at the edge of his armor. So maybe
Right.
like the
Like here.
yeah, like maybe
Or
it's
here.
here.
It's some
Right here.
gorget
Yes.
space.
Yeah, gorget
Okay.
space for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. There is a a nasty second where he's making eye contact with you. And then, and then from the POV, like his vision like teeters as like his head gets like mostly separated and it just kind of flops forward and then he falls down. And I think if Kat is paying attention, because if I remember time correctly, what did I
Yeah,
say?
we got maybe a couple minutes.
8:14. I said okay. Okay. All right. We're gonna
I think I hear her.
okay. We're gonna take a break. At this juncture. So my friends, as always, thank you for hanging with us and watching this game with us. We appreciate it. Do yourself a favor, take a break, get a beverage, have a snack, relieve yourself, whatever you need.
IO break.
Come back in like 10 minutes, if that's okay. Is 10 minutes good with everyone? In
10
10
minutes
minutes.
sounds
I'm
wonderful.
glad I waited for that. 10 minutes. And we'll see what happens next. Yeah, we love you.
thing.
Choose the thing. What show was that from where they said that?
I know
All
it
the
from
shows.
I know it from a TikTok lady.
Hello. Hello. Welcome back, all of our viewers. Thank you for hanging out. I hope that you are refreshed, that your body is like ready to go for the second half of our game today. This is episode 4, by the way, of At the Threshold. We are over a fifth of the way through season 1. That's right, season 1. This is going to be a big thing. Whatever that means.
Yeah.
More than one season for sure.
Yeah, we are not sponsored by Netflix.
Not sponsored by Netflix. Which is great because we don't have to worry about getting picked up.
But we
for a
technically
second
have
season.
somebody that has recently been on Netflix on the show recently.
That's
Oh
fair.
yeah, that's true.
That's absolutely 100%.
That's very true.
Yeah. But yeah, let me just say, you, the viewer, and realistically you, my players, because you're here with me right now.
And we're technically
Yeah.
viewers.
That's we don't have to let YouTube know that. Man, I'm excited. I'm really excited about this game, about what you 4 are bringing to the table, about what I'm bringing to the table. I'm just super excited. So let's get back to it. All right. You have encountered this red, dare I say, Fey Knight.
I want to loot the body.
Hang on. We'll get to that.
Just killed him.
Good Lord, woman.
The body hit the floor.
For real.
It's not going to get better than that, kids. Good night.
It is in fact still
Good night.
falling.
Them's the
Thanks for all the
jokes,
fish.
folks. All right.
Oh, she likes to lose them while they're still warm. Absolutely. This red Fey Knight has just crawled out of the shell of whatever this was that it fell to Brahma in. Red glowing. It faced off against you, seeing Selma, who is unabashedly a fairy. I mean, she's not hiding it, right?
Yeah,
She's just- yeah,
I don't
right?
know how
She's
she'd
just
hide it. That's
unabashed. I don't know. I don't know. Nobody knows what I'm going to say next. Unabashedly a fairy. He makes eye contact with her and says things like, "Hey, you're an outlaw. The Red Pole Star Queen is coming after you. I'm gonna bring you back." But of course, in a very hero player character way, he smoked the shit out of this guy. He did give what for? But Kide has smote down upon him with
Divine wrath.
vengeance. Let's not get into the divine part yet. We haven't determined that.
It was radiant.
But it was a radiant energy that did in fact intersect and partially bisect his body.
definitely divine wrath and furious anger.
Yeah,
Ezekiel
absolutely.
25:17 happening there.
You can now see clearly, everyone can see this clearly upon her scimitar. It says "bad motherfucker."
In runes, of course.
In runes, yeah, of course. Just saying "bad motherfucker," it would be passe. Like, man, that's not as cool. But in runes, for sure. Probably like Japanese script. It's what we do with
Kanji,
tattoos,
I don't know.
right? Yeah,
Or-
kanji. Yeah.
Fey kanji.
As
Whatever.
says a guy who has kanji on his body. Hilarious. Anyway, thank you for putting up with me. Yes, he is fallen to the ground, dead, as dead can be. His head partially severed from his body, his cool stag beetle helm rolling from his head in that very kind of theatrical way. Yeah, what the fuck do you do? What do you do?
I loot the body.
A
Clean
stray.
the blood off
15
my
for
sword.
investigation.
Say that again.
15 for investigation.
15. A stray just pounces on this body.
Is it too late to spare the dying?
Fucking divine spellcasters. Technically no, right?
Depends if I didn't, how much damage I did to him, but I didn't do that much.
I'll leave it up to the DM if you think I
Let
might
me
be able to. I'm not going to stop you from
Yes.
the body.
Yeah, it would be too late to spare the dying.
Okay.
This
knows?
creature
Maybe the one in
very
town,
much
they
not
say.
observant.
Yeah, I'm not. I wasn't like.
Yeah.
I'm not super obsessed with.
Oh no.
But I felt like maybe she might be in the moment a little like. Wait. You had
Yeah.
answers, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like thematically it would make sense that you would try.
Yeah, I think at the very least she's gonna kind of scurry over and sort of examine and
Yeah.
realize, okay, I can't do anything about this.
What
yes, does
so
anyone
let's
know what just happened?
Yeah, this guy called her a criminal, and then I killed him.
I feel like they had a conversation that I'd love to hear more about, Selma.
so hold on one quick sec. I just want to get into this moment. So a stray diving upon the body, like rifling through pockets.
What's he got?
Yeah. And Selma, you're kind of going after this body in a much different fashion, casting Spare the Dying. What does that look like, Selma, as you are attempting to save this creature's life?
I think I used it. Oh, I used it last time when we had the cult leader. I put the lantern on his chest, and it is like a pulse of light. But they go into the body, the little particles of light, and then it just sort of flickers the lantern for a second, but it doesn't take effect.
Do you say anything as you do this? In this instance, I ask because this, between at least the two of us, we know that this instance is a little different than that previous instance, right?
Yes. I don't know that she does say anything. I don't
Okay.
know. I don't think she knows what to say.
Fair enough.
It's quite profound for her, but she does not have the words to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So that happens, right? You go through the body. You do kind of you do the lantern thing. You're kind of like dumbfounded, shell shocked for sure, right? That kind of like distant look in your eye as you try to revive this creature who by all means was attempting to at least capture you,
Citizens
but
arrest?
also
I
like
don't know.
cut you down. He did some serious damage to you.
It was
And then let's get back to Henri and Kide as well.
Do you want to do any loot or?
Sure. Yeah. Again.
Does his head come off with his helmet?
No, his head is still partially on there, which makes it grosser, right? It's not all the way off. Yeah.
I'm only nearly headless.
Exactly. It's 100% that. Yeah, let me do.
Well, Stray, stop making him talk.
Oh, she totally would do. Like, as she's pulling on the helmet and sees his mouth move. I'm only partially dead.
No, I would say he is
Oh.
mostly dead.
Humble with
You
a
know,
thousand
Henri
yard
saying as he's
stare.
cleaning off his sword.
I don't know.
Uh,
I'm technically dead. What? Maybe I should arrest you too.
But
I
very
think
seriously,
he's special dead.
Selma, please, what was he talking about? We could not make out any of that.
Yeah, I didn't understand.
I I spoke in Sylvan. It just what came out first. He said he called me Errant Star. And he said that the Red Pole Star Queen. I guess I'm under arrest, or they wanted to take me back to the court. Or take me to the court. And that there had been a change in the court. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means.
Do you think that's your name or your title?
Or it could be that you're a star and errant means you ran away.
Like literally? Like she's a star?
Well,
It could be part of like a court name and then she's errant. I don't know. I'm not
I
that
like
smart.
this.
well,
I like this. Selma, give me a charisma saving throw.
Uh, 3.
3. Yeah. In this instance, you when when a stray says maybe you ran away, you see like your vision kind of in the same way that you had that kind of sensory explosion before. Your vision, you don't feel the heat, but your vision kind of goes that gradient of fire, right? And you see a kind of a starlit expanse. You see a kind of halo of fire in the near field, and then beyond that, this starlit expanse. You see below you, you see an expanse of green, as far as the eye can see. You see this green become licked with flame and red light, very similar to the red light you saw from this guy. And you see an ivy ringed archway, and your vision goes black and then back normal again. That's all I got.
Maybe I did run away. I think they're why I'm here. Why I ran here. I ran here, but I didn't mean to run here. I just ran.
Well, it seems like a good city to be lost in.
and
I mean, they can obviously track you, though. That's worrisome.
no, what's worrisome is the other two in the city and what they may be up to, or the one in the mountains and the one in the city. So
That's right.
that's perhaps a bit of a concern. But
There are other fairies in the city too.
Is there a place that they
Was it
congregate?
just fairies he was attacking, like because you were a fairy, or
I don't know, but
you
he looks.
particularly?
Can I inspect the body a little bit
Absolutely.
and get a sense of, is he
If
also
it's-
a fairy?
If it
100%.
speaks fairy and hunts fairies, it is probably fairy or fairy adjacent.
He's obviously a
so
duck.
I'll
So let's do
roll-
let's do let's do this.
It's season, duck season.
Give me an investigation roll, and then simultaneously I will jump to Astray, since of course you have investigated him as well as you have searched his body. What did you roll again?
A 15.
A 15. So he has a we'll start with the obvious. He has kind of this dimly glowing red kind of beetle carapace looking like plate armor on, other than the helmet, which of course rolled off his head after Kide almost severed it. He has there is a scarab kind of, it's like the wings partially open. So it's almost like an inverted, it's like almost like an inverted kite shield, if you're into shields, right? So it's a little more thicker at the bottom of the shield, but it's a shield. And it's like kind of in a very obviously like a beetle kind of shape, slightly wing open. He has a rather wicked looking single edged, almost sickle like sword, that is, oh boy, I feel like this is the metal on this sword is almost black, and not like it's, I feel like at first you would look at it, or if you didn't roll at least a 15 on your investigation roll, you would look at this sword and say that it is maybe glass, not dissimilar from
Obsidian-ish?
like not dissimilar from the blade that Henri wields, which is a very kind of crystalline looking sword. But as you rolled a 15 and are kind of going over this person's stuff, you can see that it's more of a matte black, almost like the night sky. You can almost see like faint sparkles within it, but it's very obviously a metal.
I can
But it's
also cast some detect magic see if anything is.
we'll get to
I'm just
to
putting
that.
it out there. Just letting
One thing at a
everybody-
time.
I'm letting everybody else know, not the DM,
Yeah.
but everybody else.
He has a like a goat horn around his neck, which is and it's maybe, it's not like a big goat horn, but it's a goat horn. That he is kind of on a chain that is what he had blown earlier. And he also has you kind of dig through like beneath his armor. He has a amulet. We got to write this down. Amulet. And that amulet is in the form of a stylized star. And it has 6 points on it, right? But it's like a cross, like a Christian cross long on the bottom, but then the top, half of it is the other 4 points. So it's up, down, left, right, and then the up angles. And it is very obviously of some kind of like red quartz like material, like it's some kind of crystal. You're not necessarily sure at this juncture, but it is a 6-pointed red crystal medallion. And a shield. Oh, I said the shield.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, he doesn't. Oh, and you know what? I did use the red cap stat block. He has iron boots on, which are different than the rest of his armor, but he has these big clodhopper iron boots on. Just to kind of stick with that, because I find that
Well,
hilarious.
I think we should pull him back to the city, and I mean, obviously, let other people deal with him, but maybe they'll let us hawk his armor and stuff for some money.
I rolled a 12 for my investigation,
What was your investigation for again?
just to see if he's also a fairy.
Oh, yes.
Which, I mean, if you wanted me to do maybe a medicine instead, but
Investigation works 100%. Yeah, you see his with his helmet off. His features are very much like yours, in a general sort of way. He does have a big white mustache, because again, I use the red cap stat block, and I think it's hilarious.
no, it's also very fairy to me, you know.
Yeah.
Just-
But yeah, he is very much a fairy. He has maybe more, a little more, his features are a little harder than yours. Like maybe there's some difference in clan or caste or whatever.
you know, I'm
But
adorable, so.
yeah, absolutely, 100%.
I'm cute.
But you know, the like the lines of his face are a little harder, almost like they, you know, you could look at it like, is his kind of beetle-like armor mirroring his form, or is his form mirroring his beetle-like armor? You know, it's almost kind of like those sorts of planes. You know, he has very similar kind of the dragonfly wings, that you do, of course, now limp in death, unlike yours, which are of course full of life.
I guess
Astray
also-
would like to roll a history check on the amulet, though, being the archaeologist in her is curious to see if she can figure anything out about that.
I'm down with that.
Okay, I'm going to use knowledge from a past life to add on to this.
Ooh,
So that makes it a 17.
a 17. Oh, and okay. So we're just going deep. We're just going all the way deep. Astray. You, Selma kind of, or rather you kind of pull this amulet out, and you know, Selma, Selma's right there with you as you're kind of going through this, and Henri and
Henri at this
Kide.
point, as this is all going on, has like pulled out a small pouch and has literally hand rolled a cigarette and offered one to Kide.
Hey, she could light it
Do you
for
need
you.
a light?
I thought to share.
Well, that's all right.
He's had
Don't
to go
smoke,
back and like
kids.
pick up his stick and light it on his lantern. Just come back over.
As the two of you kind of watch on, you handle this amulet, and you recall, you see, you live again, is of course, hard to tell. Some of those words I might use just to key, player to DM to player, but you feel a a scene plays in your mind, and you see a sort of excavated kind of mound. There is a this mound exposed. There's dirt that's kind of been scraped away and brushed away. You have to imagine that this is your hand as you look down, and you can see that there is a shovel in one hand and a kind of a broom in another. Instinctively, you know that these are the tools, your tools that you use. And you see this mound, or the remnants of this mound, is it's less moundy now, as the kind of the dirt top has been brushed away and carried away. You can see that there is a ring of fallen stones kind of around the outside of this mound, and you kind of stand amongst a copse of spruce trees. The air is cool. There is a frosty breath, and you kind of stare down at this open mound, and there is a sort of wood, or partial wood, as much of it has rotted away, kind of lattice, and beneath this there are 3 skeletons, or corpses, 2 of which are skeletons, maybe one of which still has bits of
One is
body.
one is a little fleshy.
Exactly, one's a little fleshy still. And you can see that not unlike yourself, these are smaller bodies. And there are various grave goods hereabouts, weapons, armor. You can see one of them bears a crown of iron. Fuck it, a crown of iron. That sounds badass. There's a crown of iron on one of the skeletons. There are kind of piles of coins where you have to imagine that there once were sacks, right? You can see the remains of various animals, large goats with horns, with horns as long as your body is. And on the fleshy bit one, you see this very symbol that you now hold in your hand. And yep, you kind of look up from this vision, as you are in this vision, your vision kind of pans, and you can see another person that I can't really describe, but is not unlike what you know yourself to be like, but it's not you, it's a similar body type, familial perhaps. And then beyond that person, beyond the tree line, you can see the nearest finger, the nearest foot of a mountain of glacier, of ice. And here you are, surrounded by your new friends, holding this amulet, this dead, red, glowing knight. What does it all mean? I don't know.
I've seen this before. Wherever I came from. Because I don't know if I told you, but I'm an archaeologist of sorts, and that's why I have the book. And I actually think that I know how to make maps, but I don't have the right tools. Anyway, sorry, I digress. I was at a dig in my land, and there was a mound, and there was these three beings, and there was one that had an iron crown, but another one had this amulet, but they were tiny. They were like your size. Maybe they were fairies. I think
You're muted.
Oh no.
Still muted.
Or you pulled your cord out.
You've been undone by the Illuminati because the words you were about to speak would be their undoing.
Oh, the pale horse.
Censorship.
Ooh.
I really
Whenever
hope
my
die.
stuff doesn't work right, I just unplug like the jack and put it back in, and then it magically is like, oh yeah,
Here we go.
yes.
There you go.
Yay, there we go. I don't know what it decided to change, but it changed it.
Technology, man.
I don't know. She's kind of, I think she's just sitting on her knees next to this being that very clearly got, I don't know. And she's just kind of, I don't know. I don't know. I don't really know what to say, you guys. I'm a little
Now is probably not a time to be talking. Now is probably a time to be acting, because again, and this is the thing that does concern me, 2 more out there. One is in town. Is there a location the fairy tend to congregate in this town?
The Druid Grove.
Druid Grove. Yeah.
Astray
So
does
maybe we
the
should go there
amulet
very
and, like, puts
quickly
it in
to
her
see if
journal.
they're murdering people.
Yeah, Allison thinks we should gather whatever items look interesting off this guy and then book it.
As the four of you have this interaction,
The universe
who
makes noises.
I don't know. One of you has a really good passive perception.
That's
Who
me.
is it?
That's me.
Selma.
It's 15.
15. Fantastic. We'll call it with that. Selma, you see you notice a group of golden knights, men and women. There's maybe like 6 of them, we'll say 6 of them, 6 golden knights, men, women, of a variety of racial types as well. Kind of, bump 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 charge, kind of truck up to the lot of you, weapons out, kind of, and the leader, the foremost amongst them, says, kind of calls out, what is this now?
In the thing that fell out of the sky, sir, there was a short beetle knight that tried to do harm to our fairy friend, and we defended ourselves, and it did not end well for this small beetle knight.
Yeah.
He looks down at the corpse and kind of takes in the 4 of you and looks back to his squad, and he says, you 4. And he points off to the crater. Go check that out. And him and the other one, he kind of looks at you. They run off, and he kind of looks at you, Henri, and he says, you're a auxiliary.
Yes, I was on the
Wow.
wall when this all happened.
He attacked you. This
He attacked my friend directly.
Yeah, and
this-
I may have healed myself, but I'm sure there's still like a wound of some degree.
Oh, yeah.
A stray
What do
lifts up
you-
her shirt and it's all like, he stabbed me too.
He kind of blushes on the neck a little bit. He's like, okay, all right. Well,
Our
let's.
Our concern is immediately that we saw two others fall, one in the mountain and one in the fountain in the city. We are concerned they seem to be angry at fey beings and apparently there's a fairy tree in town.
A lot of the fairies live in the Druid Grove. And he spoke. I spoke to him a little. He spoke of the Red Pole Star Queen. I don't know what that is. But it sounds like they may have something. They may be out to get folk like me.
And he kind of looks gravely, and he says, well, auxiliary, take your pipe and smoke it. Take
The cigarette, but I didn't have one handy.
take there are other squads in the city. We will secure this area.
I'll return to my duties then.
Go.
Okay.
Come along. It just kind of makes the let's go
Are we
nod at
just
the
gonna leave the? She's being pulled away.
Yeah.
Derek
Do any of you abscond with anything on this guy?
The amulet.
I wanted the horn.
Okay.
I think Astray already had the amulet in her
Yeah.
Okay.
hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. Before, and this will be before, like, kind of before, like,
Yeah, I said she
you're
put
obviously
it in her
not
journal.
like grabbing anything in front of these guys, and even but
Just-
you're able to grab those things. Write them down. Yeah, right.
key. I promise you next time that we kill a random thing that falls out of a star, you will get first dibs on whatever's on their corpse.
You know what? Can I take the sword too?
Absolutely.
Stray kind of takes the extra scimitars that she has off of her back. You can use these in case you lose
Little,
one.
large, aren't they?
Yeah, they're totally like sticking up past her head, and she's just been walking around with them on her back.
As we are scurrying, I do want to see if I would. Well, I guess yeah, I want to. Maybe it's not the smart thing to do, but I want to.
There you go. Yeah.
I'd like to cast detect magic and see if
Kind of as you go.
yeah, to see if any of these items are magical
Okay.
in any particular way.
Sure. So you see a number of things. You see
All
first,
fairy sized.
you see
Everything fairy magic.
the large crystal sword that Henri carries is in fact magical. It glows. I think this is a good question. I feel like it's a evocation.
Oh,
It's an evocation magic. If I'm not looking at any of my notes, just kind of vaguely trying to
It
remember
certainly
what.
feels like an evocative title.
Yeah. You see that Kide's, those like tattoos that Kide has on her body, those primordial writing that she has, glow with an abjuration sort of light. You
Best spring break
see,
investment she ever had.
right? Absolutely, 100%. You know, you, me, in Florida, baby. Just Jaeger bombs,
Best night
Jaeger
ever.
bombs and tattoos.
Best day ever.
You see, let's say, does Astray has sleeves?
On my arms?
Yeah.
There's partial sleeves, but most of their arms are visible.
Okay. There is maybe just below where her sleeve is, you can see a glow of an arm ring. Was it an arm ring or is it a torque?
An torque.
A torque.
Aren't
I
they the same thing?
apologize. Well, no, a torque you would wear around your neck.
Yeah. So it's around the
Well,
neck.
it's the size
kind
of an arm ring for a normal person.
Well, I mean, that's fair, but yeah, you see around Astray's neck is a, ooh, let's see, hang on, give me 1 sec, let me this one I actually want to think about, because nope, not my son of a bitch. My campaigns, view campaign. Let's try this one I actually am not 100% sure on. What do you do? Yeah. This is abjuration for sure as well. Around her neck, there's like some kind of necklace or torque kind of choker sort of shape around her neck that you can just kind of see the magic thereof.
Yeah.
You of course see your own magic, but yeah, this you can see that there is a glow of magic from the horn that you carry.
Okay.
And there is a glow from the sword.
Okay, cool.
That somebody had grabbed. I don't remember already.
I think I did. I was just like, I'm gonna take it.
Yep. Yeah, there is a glow of magic.
All right.
Some kind.
Yeah, I'll figure. You can, if you want to make or send those to me later, whatever. But yeah, just to see what we maybe have, and then we're just hustling.
Yeah. So you, as a party, reach the gates. There are a number. It's a small number. It's like 2. Because of course, I feel like Henri as an auxiliary, right, of the Golden Knights. You know that it is a strange kind of paltry number of the amount of Golden Knights is not large.
Why they have people like him?
That's right. So there's a couple of guys and or girls of they do not discriminate. Thank you. There is a small group of them there at the gate. Hell, what are you doing? What's your goal? You're going to check out
waving
some
them in,
stuff.
going in, and Henri's goal at this point was to go to this fairy tree, which means he, strides boldly 10 steps into past the gate and then stops and turns around and goes, "Where is this fairy tree?"
Well, it's right next to the
and
new
Astray takes
place.
off dashing since
The new place?
It's right next to their new. Oh, we went out and they got a yurt today.
Oh,
We got a yurt.
what's a yurt? As he starts
Astray
running
is
to catch
like
up with the stray.
90 feet in front of everybody.
Walking and talking.
I'll fly up a little bit and just kind of go ahead, and I'll be like, "This way. It's in the fairy grove. It's in the Druid Grove."
Oh, I know where the Druid Grove is. But seriously, what is a yurt?
It's like a hut, sort
it's a
of.
round tent.
It's a ritzy hut.
Fair enough. And off we dash through the night, through the lantern-lit streets of Mulholland.
Oh God,
Monalan.
my sister's calling me. I'm gonna mute myself real fast.
Okay.
All right. Let's just stare at her for a second. Yeah, so you make your way kind of through the gates of town. I'm gonna just get rid of that guy. And kind of rush through the streets. And it's a little more lively maybe than I feel like those of you who have been around, maybe not Astray, but the at least two of you who have been around for a little longer, three of you who've been around for a little longer and have been kind of on this night crew maybe for a while. It's a little more active. You can see that there are some more lights in buildings lit, and you see kind of people, like you can see faces peeking out from windows and whatnot as you rush past. You can see ahead of you as you kind of rush across now out from the shadow of the fortress of the Golden Knights, which has a fucking name. Is specifically
Citadel of the Golden Knights.
Called the Citadel of the Golden Knights. There's this kind of almost like communal space, right, between the kind of the government building, the palace, and the baths. That is, but it's so weirdly open because it's also like kind of the lower fucking God. You'd think I'd remember the names of things, but when you get going, shit just loses your mind.
The lower reaches.
The lower reaches. Thank you. There's some open places of the lower reaches, and you can kind of see, as you're moving across this space, kind of lanterns and torches as squads of Golden Knights are marshaling to and fro, and you have to assume as well, perhaps similar groups to yourself, right? Similar other adventurers, or less well equipped citizens who are like, I'm helping. Yes, you take our city, fuck you. That sort of thing. There's the old guy at 100%.
I love that guy. He's my favorite.
Yeah. And you can see even in the night and the darkness, you can kind of see like this kind of smoke that kind of rises from the the public baths. And indeed, as you kind of are crossing this space, there is it's slick with water that has evidently splashed up. But of course, I'm not going to make you roll for it. But it is slick. But you maintain your goal, and you gain the Grove, and you kind of rush through a cordon of knights. It's really just like a squad. There's like a squad of golden knights kind of on the edge of the road, and kind of holding a cordon, and kind of casting about. It's of course it's dark, right? And as this is the Grove, it's other than the one tree that has those fairy lights that we determined existed in the last session. It's pretty dark. It's almost like it's, as you kind of cross through this cordon of single squad of knights, it's almost like you're stepping into another place, because there's quite a bit of light feasibly from the city. It's not like,
And I have my lantern, which I guess it helps a little bit.
yeah.
I got my lantern on stick too.
But I feel like just narratively, there's a quality about the Grove that, like, once you get into it, it kind of calls to a, like a more elemental time, right? There's trees, and there's obviously the dwellings that exist here in the Grove, and there's an archway rather, and and there's standing stones and these things, but it's almost as if you cross into another place. Like the lights of the city around you kind of dim, and it's dark here in that kind of like eldritch way. And you cross into the space, and who would be the first person to kind of cross this space?
I kind of figured, well, I figured it would be Henri, because he's the one who can get them through without people giving them problems.
Yeah.
But apparently Astray is going to run anyway.
She is faster than you. It is a known fact. Astray, you kind of cross this into this boundary right ahead of your fellows, and you're maybe like 2 or 3 like person lengths right ahead of everybody, when you kind of almost trip over the first body, and you kind of you can see in front of you the the lights of this tree that is not far outside of the house, the
Our new home.
which I already forgot the name of.
Yurt.
Now it's
Yurt.
Murderapolis.
Fuck, God damn. The yurt, the yurt. That
Can
you
I
live
see
outside of.
anything actively attacking?
Give me a perception roll.
4.
4. Yeah, you kind of trip over this body a little bit, stumble a bit over this first body, and you kind of come to a halt, perhaps at a second body, and you cast about, and it's it's dark, it's nighttime, and it's that kind of extra dark that the Grove has about it, and you see these kind of weird hanging floating lights, multicolored, from this fairy tree, and you look down and you see this body, and this body is it's a satyr. I think the second body is like clothes, no armor, no weapons, just a normal sort of dweller here, gashed from collarbone to guts, a pool of blood that you kind of squelch in, and you don't see any red glow. You don't see, there's no fighting. You kind of
I'm
listen.
distracted by the red under my feet.
Yeah. And you hear the shouts of yelling and of soldiers and townspeople around from behind you, but you don't sense anything else.
Do you think they'll give us a reduction on our rent?
Right now, I would be concerned about whether to even be allowed to go back to your yurts tonight. Astray.
Yeah.
Okay. Now is the point where you get behind the people with the shield and the armor, okay?
I guess.
Is there the answer is probably going to be no, but I do think, just because of who she is, Selma's first instinct is to check these bodies to see if there's any sign of life in them.
Sure. Yeah, the first body is a fairy man, had some mild arm, some kind of mild armor, some kind of light armor, maybe a leather, really no more than a knife, a long knife in his hand, or near his hand, dead, slashed throat, very dead.
All right.
Same with the second body, the satyr citizen. You can see that there are like kind of bloody footprints, like 1, 2, 3, that kind of lead off, kind of further into the grove.
I can see
Henri
Michael's.
is
I
going
can
to
see
follow
Michael's
those.
face. I saw Michael's face. He unmuted and went.
Yeah. They're following or at least, Henri is.
Yeah, I'm following right after Henri.
And out comes the sword, and this time he doesn't murmur a word out loud, because he can speak words without moving his lips. And the blade of his strange crystal sword blazes to light, literally casting a light spell to illuminate things far better than a hooded lantern will.
Yeah, you, in the light of your sword, what color is the light from your sword, my friend?
Oh, it is just an incandescent white.
Okay.
Oh, you got those. You got the high beams.
Yeah, it's the high energy, high fidelity, full 6,000 lumens.
God, why do people keep calling me? Whose number is this?
You got them fucking Sylvanias, the LEDs, and that gives 60 foot.
Yeah, it's 60 foot and then 60 foot. It's as the light spell, which
right. Okay.
I'm bringing up now. Until the bright light and 20 feet and dim light for an additional 20, actually.
Okay, so 40 foot. So 40 foot, so 20 foot of light, and then 20 more foot of light. So yeah, you daylight, right, illuminate kind of this space, and you can see, everyone can kind of see these hacked single slash bodies two bodies. You can see, there's probably a couple of tents kind of at the edge of the light that there's like a blood splatter on that you can see. You can see some trees, same thing. Especially from the second body that I think I described as having a neck wound, perhaps. So there's definitely some kind of arterial spray that happened out of this guy, the satyr, this poor satyr. And you can see these 3 very obvious kind of bloody footprints, like one, and then each one a little less kind of bloody than the last as it kind of rubs off, or as feasibly as this iron shod knight, red knight kind of made its way away from these two into further deeper into the grove. And yeah,
After it, we go.
Yeah.
give me let's call it I would allow survival rolls, or you know what, I'm gonna be Randy, or investigation rolls.
Can I help him with that and sort of hold my just try and illuminate or see what I can see with my passive perception?
100%.
Right. Investigation with advantage incoming.
Yeah.
First roll was a 14 seconds and 8. We'll take the first for a total of 18.
Nice. Anybody else?
I'll go ahead and roll survival. That's a 12.
I'll be no, look over here. I'll give you an assist.
Okay. better. 20.
20. Nice. And Michael's was
18.
18. So between the two of you, you find you're able to kind of follow these kind of tracks. They're no longer kind of bloody after a few paces. And you find another corpse kind of at the threshold of the
He
large...
did it. He said the thing. He said it's the title of the
Secret
movie.
word. Oh,
Sorry. All right, sorry.
Fantastic. No, that's amazing. That's great. 100%. That's what's up. Yeah, you find another corpse. Again, another fairy in this case.
These are my neighbors.
Yep, 100%. Give me a history roll.
Oh,
yeah. Yep.
Oh no.
Oh no.
That's not a one you want a natural 20 on, but I got a natural 20 on
a
it.
Natural 20.
Which,
Good news.
Total for 21.
Okay, give me 1 sec.
It's like, oh gosh, they got Larry.
do they all look like you?
Fairy names. Yes. This is
Creepy.
someone you know, Selma. This is Herb Morning Toast. You've maybe shared a rice dish, a tagine.
Yeah, we've hung out. We've chatted in the hall of the tree.
Better write that down.
Oh, that's upsetting.
Herb
Yeah, I do think she'll
Morning
briefly stop and close his eyes if they're open, and
at the threshold of the kind of large archway that centers itself, not really centers itself, but kind of the philosophical center of the grove. And
Is this
you
going to be
know,
a threshold drinking game?
Yep.
We cheer, we take
We're
a
just
shot.
like, he did it again.
Yes.
Oh man.
It's like the Star Wars drinking game. Don't pick Obi-Wan because you're done by the first 5 minutes. And you see these footprints that you've kind of been able to follow up past this body, bisected, in multiple parts. A bagel in hand, still.
It's got a you see a bagel?
You know that
He's
Herb
got a
loves his bagels.
Herb.
Yeah, raisin bagels.
This is
Bagel
rough.
in
This is
hand.
rough.
And the footprints end pretty much in the meridian of this archway.
What's through the archway?
More forest, realistically, from what you can see.
So, and is this past the fairy tree, or we haven't gotten to the fairy tree yet?
The fairy tree is like 30 feet to your right. But there's like these footprints kind of go. It's really like Herb's body is maybe off to the right of this archway. And you kind of, there's a bit of a scuffle of a flurry of footprints around the body. And then they kind of go back towards this archway and then kind of end.
Hello? Just Henri's gonna call out again.
You hear a faint, kind of high-pitched chorus of voices from up in the tree that say, "Shh. No.
Is the knight still here?
I'm gonna do something stupid.
I'm
going
here for it.
to fly, I guess maybe 30, 40 feet in the air. And I'm all right, what do I want? I want to like druid craft a spark of light of some kind, like just a flashing kind of like a little, like maybe I can druid craft in my lantern to make it just flash like a lighthouse, if possible.
So you're gonna narc out all the other fairies?
No, I'm gonna do that, and I'm calling out, and I know, and I'm calling out like,
they're here, guys, in the tree. Get them.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to direct him to me. God.
But you're right next to their hiding place.
No, I went up. I just went straight up in the air. I didn't go towards the tree.
Okay. Away from the. All right.
Yeah, I just went up in the tree to try and like up into the air to like not in the tree that they're hiding in, that I assume they're hiding in. I'm trying to get the attention to me, not to them. And I'm gonna shout out, we killed your friend, the one that landed outside the gates. Where are you?
Who has the horn?
I do. I'll blow it.
Nice. Give me for shits and giggles, give me a intimidation roll.
Ooh. Natural 20. Oh my god.
Yes.
Fuck yeah. Total of 21. I think. Yeah.
He's blowing your dead friend's horn.
No, just a straight natural 20 because I don't have anything in
Fantastic.
intimidation.
Amazing. I
Better
love
than have
it.
a negative to it. Don't worry.
You Henri, kind of, you say your piece, you hear these voices. Selma rises up into the air, casts some light, blows the horn, and you hear there, and it's like a number of voices, right? As a few
Quiet little fairy
folk
assist.
are answering, right? You hear this. They killed Herb. Disappeared into the archway. He was so red, so bloody, so violent. And then you hear an answering horn echo across the city from the mountain.
Oh,
Yes.
good. He's gonna come to the Fairy Grove.
Yes.
Let's,
The horn of Gondor has been blown.
My friends, I have an idea. Let's go murder another fucker.
I like that idea.
And, Henri just starts tromping in the most direct route towards the mountains, which conveniently, if I remember my map correctly, there's a gate over here by the Druid Grove.
Yes.
I really would like to. I'd really like to try and get some of the golden knights to come into the Fairy Grove and protect these people.
Yes.
I have learned something this evening. You apparently can't count on them for shit.
Guess not. And I'll follow after Henri.
There's only
That's
like
right, follows
100 of
too.
them.
Kide follows the group.
Nice. All right, my friends, check it out. That is where we will end for tonight.
This is very upsetting.
Session 4. Oh my God, what is happening? I don't even know anymore, and I'm running this show.
No. Kide, do
Good
you use
Lord.
swords?
I have scimitars, 2 of them. I have double scimitar. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
As
Well,
a
because
paladin, she can use all of them.
if the sword that we picked up is magical, I might pass it off to, because I don't use it. So,
Oh,
but
that's-
I figured I'll probably pass it off to whoever uses.
If
It
I
is-
can, I would love to use a magical
is-
sword.
it is
That-
magical. You
That's why I
do-
grabbed it.
when you did your thing, it is in fact a
Yeah,
magical
the
sword.
sword was magical and the horn was magical, I believe.
Yes.
So I'll depending on what we end up getting from it, I'll probably pass it off to you or somebody. And
Fantastic.
Yeah, I can't use much. A small.
well, it's a fairy
This
size.
This
well,
should
if
be
it's-
fairy size, so it might be a knife for a.
He said it was
Large.
sickle-like.
But even so,
It's-
magical items tend to fit whoever uses them.
Yeah.
I
So-
would say this, that this feller, who is about the size, give or take, of Selma, right? Who is how tall? So you're like,
I'm under 3 feet.
yeah,
about
you're
2.5.
like between 2.5. So this would be like the equivalent of a longsword for that guy.
Okay.
So it's probably like
A short
maybe
sword
just slightly smaller than your scimitars.
All right.
Not
If
not too
it's-
much,
We'll see. We'll see how things go.
It's like a
depending on what
long
it is.
knife. It would definitely be a D6 weapon for sure.
Yeah, a help. Whatever. We'll see how things go and what we
Yeah,
get out of it. It's
yeah.
all
See
good.
how helpful it is.
100%.
I mean,
Yeah.
it might still be worth it since I do not have a magic weapon, and some things need magic weapons to take damage.
And
Right.
scimitars are only D6 damage already, so
Absolutely.
No, you're right.
Yeah. So whatever. We'll see what we got.
So there we have it. 4 friends, combat bedfellows, standing in the midst of a small number of corpses
small number of small
Tiny
corpses.
Corpse.
in a druid grove. The night overhead, bright, the stars bright, the ethereal waves or realistically, if you want to be real super nerdy about it, the kind of fog that kind of rolls across the ethereal plane, kind of crashing like waves across the night sky. The red glow of these fallen red knight orbital dropship troopers capsules.
Drop it in like the fucking
Yeah,
Z
just like
fighters.
fucking
Starship
like
Troopers.
like Spartans, you're right, like Starship Troopers.
Very Super
This
Saiyan.
Master Chief up in this bitch. And you head now towards the mountains. Oh, look at that fucking belly.
He
He's a long boy.
He did the
Long
big.
cat is
He
long.
did the big stretch.
So yeah, look at that.
Oh, what do you?
Fucking Slurpee.
What do you see, buddy?
So fucking excited.
So
Anyway, whoever is watching, thank you so much. Kat is somewhere. I know. Oh, there she is. I know we're early. Don't give me that look. I know you know what? I was just going to talk forever and ever and ever until you got here. It was going to be fine.
He did
Have
I
that.
didn't know
One,
she could
grab a
unhinge her
cat.
jaw like that.
Yeah, well, when you've got a head of this big, you have to unhinge your jaw.
What?
Oh,
If
there's
you're-
a.
Oh, unhinge
Oh
your
shit, he's
jaw.
night,
speaking in
everybody.
tongues. Good night.
Oh.
Good night,
Words are
everybody.
hard, y'all.
Words
The
are
words
hard,
are
y'all.
hard. God, I can't wait till I have that shirt on my body.
I'm ordering me one tomorrow.
So hey, check it out. Wait, where's my fucking
I'm gonna send a video of Slurpee in the Discord because it was really funny today.
so thank
we do.
you. So thank you for joining us today. If you're live in chat, I'm gonna be honest. I know you're not because I can see it. I totally see it. To those of you who are watching live, thank you. My players, I'm looking at you. To those of you who are watching in retrospect, aka in YouTube, and I know that there will be many of you, thank you. It warms my heart. I
Warms
hope
the
that this is-
cockles.
I hope that this has been entertaining for you to watch as it has been for us to run live in person right here on Twitch. Thank you. Join us next week as we
Continue.
continue whatever this is, figure out what's happening. As I totally don't make all this up on the fly.
I mean,
don't
I
actually
do.
say
So
I don't actually say that ironically. I say that in jest a little bit. Some of this was made up on the fly because that's how I roll. Some of this very much I wrote down.
That's how D&D works.
That's how D&D works, y'all. Join us for that. It's going to be great. I'm excited. I hope my players are excited as me. I hope that you're excited as
Very
well. It's going to be a
excited.
good time. Also, right here on the Rainbows and Razor Blades production Twitch channel or YouTube channel, however you're watching this,
the channel.
you can join us tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for Somnom Exterri, the cyberpunk game, DM'd by none other than Darth Cyrillish herself, Kristen. It's gonna be it's gonna be good.
Not to be
And-
confused with the upcoming one-shot Nom Nom Exterum,
No.
which is going to be a cyberpunk Great British Baking Show hybrid.
I
That's
would
gonna
100%
Yes.
play a
100.
Great British Baking Show series. Are you kidding me?
That's gonna happen.
What have I
That-
wrought with my careless words?
I know what I'm working on next.
At some point, this show will take a break, and during that break, there may be a Great British Bake Off style
Oh, I'm
RPG
Fantasy Bake
that
Off?
happens.
I'm planning
Yep.
it. I'm planning
Yep.
it. I
It
got it
might
in my head
happen.
already.
What have I done?
I mean, they've got festivals in the city, right? So
Exactly. It'll be in world even. Oh, anyway. Also join us next Monday night at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for Madness Takes Tenna, which of course is also DM'd by Darth Cyrillish, aka Kristen.
We have a
Um,
special guest on Monday. Michael will
no.
be joining us.
Yes,
What?
it's a
Oh, God.
5e D&D
I need to talk to somebody
homebrew
about makeup.
guest starring Michael. It's gonna be great. And then we have on Tuesday at 1 p.m. Pacific, watercolor wizardry, wherein Maria will do some character art for some characters. I don't know who she's gonna do, but she's gonna
We
do
at
some
least got
character art.
Beetlebug.
Yes, she did my character for the game that's coming up next month.
This month.
And this month. Well, yeah, but like the end of this month. So I keep saying next month. My character and Kristen's character, and I believe she'll be doing Abby's character next, and maybe somebody
I think Beth got
from
hers in. So.
yeah. So it'll be good times. Good times.
That sounds amazing. If you haven't tuned in for those shows, it's fucking sick. 100%.
She's real good.
No bias. She's fantastic. It's it's one of those shows that's kind of a work in progress, aka like it's like she talks through what she's doing and kind of the choices that she's making. It's fantastic. If you enjoy art, it's a really good kind of artine stream. I love it. So join us for that. And then
she probably is doing characters for this stream soon too.
We'll see.
so someday we'll have specific character art as opposed to art that I have just generally grabbed from Runehammer, which is great art. Don't get me wrong, but not very specific.
I spend a lot of time on Pit Crew.
Yeah. And then on next Wednesday at 6 p.m. Pacific time, again, everything is Pacific time because that is the realm wherein our channel resides. Chaos Commentary. I think the home of the channel, right, is Pacific Standard Time. So that counts. Chaos Commentary, Kristen.
Nope, it's going to be Curiosities.
God damn it. I was lied to. Curiosity.
No, we were doing 2 Curiosities in a row, you said, Kat. Yeah. So, yeah.
Okay. Oh, no. There's some kind of
There's going to be chaos on the TV.
Someone's going to talk about programming. I don't know what to believe anymore. It's going to be great.
The future is an undiscovered country.
It
when
is.
The moment comes and unfolds before us, we will accept its bounty.
Woo!
Yeah, it's commentary. That's what my Discord says. That's what Kat says is happening. So therefore, that's what's happening. Kristen's going to talk about ... stuff.
We'll add it in post.
Whatever that is. We'll find out probably later. Check the Twitters. Someone will tell you. As always, if you want to support the channel as a whole, Ko-Fi is what's up. You can support all of the streaming shows with various things that you would be used to here on Twitch. You can buy advantages and disadvantages and all those sorts of things. You can narratively jack around with any players. Go to the Ko-Fi. There's posts about it. It's great. I promise you. You can also now, thankfully, praise the gods, you can subscribe to this channel right here on Twitch so that you can get all of the notifications about when anyone on the channel is going live. So you can stay up to date that way. If you hit the fucking bell icon on YouTube, your phone will tell you, hey, there's a new video on YouTube. We've got it. It's gonna be great. Yeah, I don't know. We'll be back here again on Thursday next week. I will tell you right now, 100%, I'm gonna feel really good. I have a new job.
Woohoo!
I won't work like fucking 12-hour days. It's gonna be great. I'm going to have all the time in the world to prep whatever happens next. Mountain fights, more red knights, probably some other stuff.
Afternoon
Who
delights.
knows? Afternoon delights. Yeah, my friends, thank you for joining us. My other friends, thank you for playing with me. Kat, I love you.
You have to,
You're my-
otherwise you never get
you're-
the antidote.
You're my favorite. Anyway, I'm going to say this out loud so that I know that I am correct. I do not have somebody to raid. Correct. That is correct. We're
fine.
not raiding anybody, but I challenge you, if you're viewing this live right now, just raid somebody on your own. Just go there and like
Isn't that
somebody's
just
stream.
watching Twitch?
Just pick
Yeah,
one.
it's just watching Twitch.
You know, just shut up. Just go somewhere, watch a
Raid of
stream,
one.
watch a stream, like it, subscribe, maybe just share the love, and then come back to us tomorrow and then next week. Anyway, bye.
Bye.